So I'm absolutely obsessed with checking in on the dating scene lately because the girls are just out here terrorizing these men. Let me show you what I'm talking about because this is hilarious.
What is up with girls in 2025? I went on 3 dates this week. 3 dates. And out of those three girls I went on dates with, two of them told me they didn't know how to cook.
So key word here, I think, is they told me they didn't know how to cook. Now, I like this, ladies. I like this move, and I would like you to keep doing it because I think y'all are lying. And I think that's great, right? It's kind of like that thing when men tell each other, oh, you can't take girls out to like fancy dates and stuff like that because they're like gold diggers. You got to take her to get like a slice of pizza and see how she acts. And then, if she's not a gold digger, if she still likes you after that, then you can take her to a nice place or whatever. Or like, red pill bros give this kind of advice all the time to each other where they're like, nah, man, you got to pretend like you have nothing because, she wouldn't be with you if you had nothing, etc. And so I love that women are doing this because the truth is far more often it's the men that are digging for something, right? Not every woman is after money, but very few men, as I think we're going to see evidenced by a lot more videos like this coming out. But a lot of men would actually not be with a woman if she wasn't willing to provide cold hard labor.
I'm like, what do you guys eat for breakfast? And she's just like, a banana? A banana? How do you just eat a banana? That's not breakfast. That's like a snack. That's like a pre-workout meal. And I'm like, what do you eat for dinner? She's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I just get McDonald's. 2025. How are you eating McDonald's?
This is funny too because men are the ones known for their love of fast food. Men will often, at their wife's disapproval, take the kids to go get fast food or just be eating fast food while they're at work instead of the home cooked meals that they're supposed to be bringing. It's really men up until now that have been normalizing fast food as a suitable meal replacement or bragging about how simple their lives and diets and everything like that are. But it's interesting that when women take on a similar mentality of like, well, I just don't really have time to cook. Like, I work and, maybe I go to school and I just don't really have that kind of time because, or like, I choose not to prioritize that. It's funny that all of a sudden men are turned off by that. Don't y'all like low maintenance women? I don't know. Something is not adding up.
Bro, women used to just cook all day. How do you not know how to make your own food?
Women used to just cook all day. Isn't that interesting? Isn't it interesting that women are choosing not to do that anymore now that they can just go to work and pay for like a fast food meal? Isn't it interesting that women would actually choose to do that and prioritize their own time and convenience? And isn't it interesting that as the gender that has spent, as he rightfully points out, the last nearly 2 centuries basically being stuck at home and cooking for everybody all day, isn't it interesting that women are choosing to opt out of that and not take on that task anymore? Isn't it interesting that women don't want the same fate as their mothers and grandmothers?
I was like, do you know how to make rice? She's like, I have no idea how to make rice. I only use the Trader Joe's microwavable rice. Like, that's not an acceptable answer.
Stay toxic, queens. I love to see this. Just tell them whatever you want. Just lie to them. I love it. And I genuinely hope some of y'all aren't lying, but I know for a fact a lot of you are. And I think that's a really brilliant tactic. That's a really brilliant vetting tactic because it's really going to weed out the leechy men. The men that want you to work, cook, clean, have the children, raise the children, run the house, etc. Like, it's really good to just start taking that kind of quote unquote value off the table. Like, especially if you have a job, girl, like, gaslight them. Be like, no, I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to clean. I think that's the exact right approach. Men shouldn't just want you for your homekeeping skills. Like, I agree that cooking is a skill that everybody should have, but I also think that a lot of these women are just gaslighting men at this point because we're bored.
Like, cooking isn't hard. It's easier than it's ever been.
I mean, this is once again just proof that men understand anything and everything when it applies to them. Like, when they need to flex on women somehow, they're like, cooking's easy. But when you ask them to cook a meal, they're like, no, it's so hard and you do it so much better than me. And like that, which is a gentleman? Is it easy or is it basically virtually impossible?
Women just like do not know how to cook. Like most guys I know how to cook. Like every guy friend I have knows how to cook, but women, I don't understand what's happening in society nowadays.
Like, once again, trust me, friend, women know how to cook. They're just telling you they don't. They're simply turning weaponized incompetence against y'all. And it doesn't feel good now, does it?
But if someone can make me something like this every morning, I'll marry you and buy you a house, you know? I'll fix anything wrong with the house. Just let me know.
What an offer. Well, let me sleep on it though. That's what I mean. They're so salty, and for what? So what you're asking for, once again, is cold hard labor in exchange for things that you would like to have anyway. Well, I'm going to marry you and buy you a house. Okay. Let's see how you would be able to buy that house if you didn't get married. Because, you know, marital status, I think, also affects promotions for men, also just affects the general, like how much people let slip before they fire them, etc. Like, I just think it's pretty clear married men have an easier time getting by in the world because of how positively marriage tends to affect men. Employers want to hire married men. Employers want to promote married men, not single men. And so, like, you should want to marry a woman and buy her a house just because that fact alone is going to guarantee you more career success than you would have by yourself. But why don't women just want to go back to the kitchen after years and years of like watching their mother and grandmothers like bend over backwards in there? And it's like, well, I don't know. Men don't really have to go to wars anymore. Men don't really have to build houses for their families anymore with their own two bare hands. You know, men don't have to go out there and hunt anymore. Y'all can't let us have a break from the damn kitchen. Why don't you go out there and hunt something? Why don't you go out there and actually build a house instead of just buying one? Like, God forbid a woman buy food instead of making it from scratch. You know what I mean? You want a woman to make food from scratch? Why don't you go farm it from scratch? Like, what the fuck? These men will be so entitled. And for what? Ladies, please keep up these shenanigans. And I genuinely hope that they're not shenanigans, but if they are, keep them up. And if they're not, good. Okay, because these men do not deserve all this that they're asking for, okay? And trust me, regardless, you are very much a benefit to a man. Like, there is no epidemic, there is no shortage of marriageable women. There's a shortage of marriageable men. There is a male loneliness epidemic, not a female loneliness epidemic. And boys, men, I'm gonna tell you the same thing y'all told us. I guess you're just gonna have to learn and be okay with settling if you wanna get married. You're gonna have to settle for a woman that doesn't cook, maybe a woman that doesn't clean, and you're just gonna have to do those things, I guess, while she goes to work. Good luck and Godspeed. Mwah.